Now, at what point did Fannie Lou Hamer come into this?
That was in '63. She had went to a similar meeting with James Bevel, and I think it was held in one of the other cities. I can't remember. I think it was in Jackson, and she had paid her way to this meeting. As a result of that, Bevel was heading that program for the Southern Leadership Conference. He also staged Birmingham, the Children Crusade. And if you read At Canaan's Edge, there's a very thing. He was married to this lady. She was in the bus Freedom Riders. I can't remember her name. But anyway, in fact, I got to meet her about 2 years ago. We had a wonderful conversation. But a lot of these kids was from Nashville. And so when I started looking up why all of these kids was at Nashville, the first president of the Student Nonviolent Coordination was Marion Barry, the mayor of D.C. And he was very active. And then I think there was a couple of more things till they got to Stokely Carmichael.
But what was it? I want to stay with Fannie Lou Hamer here for a second. What was it about her that impressed you so much?
Well, Fannie Lou Hamer was, first place, she was a red woman. I don't mean like red. It was like a dark red, but she had a red tint to her. And she was a big woman. Not fat, but, stout. And you wouldn't notice her until she spoke. I walked past her, who that? She's some lady to the meeting. But when she stood up and told what she was doing and why she was there, oh my God. And she told this amazing story about she was born in Louisville, Mississippi, and on a plant owned by the senator of the state of Mississippi, a plantation owned by the senator of the state of Mississippi, or close to it. And it was really impressive. And she talked about she had gotten beat when she tried to register and kicked off the plantation, and they weren't making any money anyway.
But I thought, but she was beat by some black people though.
Well, eventually, but not at first.
Oh, she's beat numerous times then.
Oh yeah. When she got arrested, she talked about that. But she organized the first voter registration probably movement in Mississippi, and she took them down to the state capitol, or to the county seat to register, and they got kicked off the plantation, her and her children.
But she got kicked off the plantation because of her activism?
Yes. And then she went public, and she put her energy and time into organizing the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, and she became a candidate for that position.
Now, at that time, the other blacks around you, as this new party is being developed, how do they feel about that? Do they have any faith that this could actually be done, or do they have a defeatist attitude?
No, I remember this little girl named Lodi Robinson. She and I was good friends, and we went to the student Freedom School convention. We also attended Freedom School, and that's where we first got the indoctrinated on black history. And she and I was in the same class, and we lived, her grandparents lived 2 doors down from me. But no, they lived next door. And so she and I became good friends, and we was always together. She was an attractive girl and funny. I mean, hilariously funny. And we was kind of the radicals in the neighborhood. We didn't think of ourselves as radical. We just internalized what we were doing. You know, we got excited about it because one, it wasn't about what white folks thought. We didn't care. What could we do for ourselves? And that was my attitude, and that was her attitude.
But there were still some that were scared, though.
Oh, man, Lord, yes, you better be scared. I was scared. She was scared. I mean, you know, fear is a motivator. I was afraid not to do what I was doing, but I feared the repercussions after, and we had to be careful.
After reading a story about her, it dawned on me that it seems like that her life or her experiences and the way that she was, the way that the, I guess you would call them white supremacists, tried to shut her down, tried to deter her motivation, pretty much serves as a blueprint for slave mentality today.
Oh yeah.
And that when you try to do something, well, back a while anyway, your parents could lose their job, or
they kick you off the plantation, or you got 16 kids. I mean, that's all she knew. She was a baby making machine. So was her mama before her, because they needed hands to pick cotton. You know, and they was paid what we call halving. You know, you pick cotton, you plant the cotton, he buy the seeds, he buy the fertilizer, he buy whatever it needs, and then y'all provide the labor, and then after the labor, you get it all said and done, he says, okay, we've made $1,000. That's $500 each. Okay. But you spent yours on fixing that old house, or, you know, you owe me $500, so that's it. You didn't keep any books. You just go back there and wait till next year, and we'll see can we make some more money. But you got to get through the winter.